All right. Let's see here. Okay. Better not touch that now. Oh, StreamYard's going. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Freedom Forum. I'm your host, E.O. Garsmanov. And if you so choose to come on up here into the panel, you will find over on my community page the link. Otherwise, feel free to crack you a beer, sit back, relax. It is the day of Thor, the day of thunder. Today's Freedom Forum brought to you by Ninkasi Pale Ale. I'm joking, of course. I'm not a paid endorsement. I'm not. No. Just like, dude, this is my favorite beer. Morning, Billy. We are having ourselves a brew or two, or even. Sorry. You'll notice that here it is obviously lacking all the luster. We're sitting in the haystacks having a brew because the day has pretty much kind of just fucked off. It was intensely, stupidly hot today, and my body decided, nope, you're not doing shit, son. Have a seat. Go to sleep. Oh, I'm getting old. So, as I says, cheers. Welcome to the Freedom Forum. If you want to come on up here, there is in my community section on my page, on my channel, um, you will find that the most recent post is the posted link for StreamYard. Otherwise, if you want to stay down in the chat, that's entirely up to you. Me personally, I'm going to sit here, relax, and enjoy the rest of the day. And, I'm working my ass off. The calluses on my hands have calluses and they hurt. Funny enough, it may not. My life's a clusterfuck, anyways. It may not even look like it, but yeah, I'm fucking constantly working. Set of life, right? I have been working on some knives, tools, different things I need for the forge, and doing the mental blueprints for making a awning for over the top of my forge so I can get the heat treat right. So that's what I've been doing. Haven't just been sitting idly going, "Oh, woe is me. YouTube hates me." I can give a fuck less. I just fucking spend time on the YouTube while I'm doing other things because it helps my brain to function with multitasking and stress. Honest to God, it's a mental exercise. I use it as fun. So, sure, yeah, okay. Like I says, yeah, y'all are welcome to come on up. It's an open panel. Uh, if you come up, go ahead and grab yourself a brew. We'll sit here and we'll chit chatter and talk and whatnot. I can have up to, I believe, I have space on this platform for 10. Yeah, and also, yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I should probably go grab that off the forge because that's one that I can do because it just doesn't look like anything. It's just a piece of steel. So I'm sure that the screw tubes aren't going to get nutty about that. But I'm gonna have to turn off my camera real quick. So y'all hang with me for a sec. All right, I'm back. Sorry about the having to go off camera. Screw tubes rules and all that shit. So, anyways, here's that piece I've been working on for Mad Shed. As you can see, it's pretty thin. It looks really thin. But the crazy thing is that's all the thicker the blade needs to be. In fact, this is so hard and so tough that I'm having trouble straightening it out, flattening it. I throw this thing into the dirt and it doesn't tweak it or misshape it or anything. The overall profile of the blade has stayed the same, and so I've got to work extra hard to get this little tiny bit of. If you look, you can kind of see it by looking down the blade. There's a little bit of dishing here, and that happens sometimes when you get to a really thin piece of steel. But for making this particular piece for Shad, it has to be that thin, that light, that fast. And then I'm gonna make it with the. Uh, I'm gonna do the pipe on the other side. I've made a full on decision here. This is gonna be flattened out, turned around, and made into a side piece pipe. So what happens is that the pipe will basically be a bowl with a cone that comes down into the wood, and then two pieces of wood make the handle for it. They laminate on either side of the blade. And down the middle of those two pieces of wood, you have a channel cut this way and a channel that runs the length of the pieces of wood. That gives you your main pipe. And then for, because I'm going to be making it out of some pretty tough wood too. It's going to be functional as well as, you can smoke off of it. The whole concept behind this is this is a tomahawk. This is made in the traditional way. And that's the reason why I'm doing it that way. So that's why I came down to, all right, I got to get this little tiny piece of metal, because this is normally what they would work with, was a little tiny piece of metal, and make it down to be super tough, super hard, really thin. But when all's said and done, a really nice piece of equipment. And it's not going to look very different from some of the more modern ones you see. Strangely enough, it's actually going to look as if, like, it's not going to be the super tactical cool, like the mall cop kind of specials. No, this is going to look like what you see the Indian fella, the proud Indian guy who's sitting there posing with his 6-shooter this way and the tomahawk in this hand like this. They're sitting proud or something like that. And yeah, that's what this is going to turn into. So this is the piece, the end that's going to turn into a pipe. I have to get it to go pull around. So I've been making some tools. And on that note, this is the tool I had to make so that I could make the ring on the back end of this blade here. If you know which blade this has been just sitting here idly because I don't want to be cooking it now because it's thin. It's got enough of the carbon into it to where I've had it soak up enough carbon to where I can get this incredibly hard and tough at the same time. So now I just want to be working this back end. In order to do that, I had to make a couple of tools. I had to make a ring making tool. Now this looks a lot like a spearhead, I'm sure, but the cool thing about this is if you look at it, it has a drift point right at the very tip. Then it goes into a flange and a separate flange, and this is 4 square on the tip. Then once you start to get to moving bigger, you see that I don't have enough material here to be able to make it a big cone. So instead, what I did is I just shaped the ends of it so that when it sits in my anvil, the way that my anvil sits, it will have the point directly straight up. And that will allow it so that I could just kind of push down and just hammer down and then keep on turning at a specific direction. And you'll notice if you look down this particular piece on the bevel of it, you'll notice there's kind of like an angle going this way and the same opposite going the other direction that way. So, it actually will make it so you can twist a piece of steel over the top of it and drift a hole through it. Then, of course, everybody's favorite, the part off tool. You need one. You always need one. Always need a freaking part off tool. And I've been lacking for a long time. I've been using basically a maul, a wood splitting maul as a part off tool because I didn't have one. So I've made myself a part off tool, and now that can go into my uh, into my anvil, and so all that can come together. You can do a lot with just homemade forge. You don't need to have none of this special super duper fancy schmancy stuff. You could do a lot with just a homemade forge and the right steel and the right knowledge. So there's that. Anyways, good to see y'all. And hello to everybody new coming in. Hi there, Seymour. Seymour Cannabis, Garrett, all the yokels. They're all coming in. Good to see y'all. Sorry about the whole finger up in the thing because I'm on a cell phone. And yeah, I'm sorry about filming on a potato, but you know what? It is what it is. It ain't gonna get no better than this. Difference is that I have a sense of humor about it. You can too. Like I said, crack a beer and have a giggle. It's worth the time. So anyways, like I said, this here is a freedom forum. If y'all want to come up here, you're more than welcome to. The link is in a post on the Guardsman account. Y'all are more than welcome to come on up. Says hi, chunner for a bit, have a beer. I don't know. Spend some time if you want. If you don't, I don't mind. To me, the world may be an oyster, but I never did like oysters anyway. I mean, who in their right mind wants to suck down a thing of snot? I mean, me personally, I spit it out. This kind of person as I think, oh, better out than in, sort of thing, and it served me well. Uh, yeah, oysters. Uh, Anyways, y'all are more than welcome. Come on up, chill out, talk shit, invite your friends, invite your family. I'm joking, of course. Don't invite your family. This is not a family-friendly channel. We cuss too much for that here. And there's too many harsh realities to get brought up, and too many crazy things that happen on my channel for And I leave that shit up. I don't give a shit. Honest, I don't know if y'all noticed this yet. I do not give a flying rat's ass. I ain't gonna censor shit because, honestly, God, the moment that when you can't say what you need to say or what you wants to say or your opinion of what this is, you no longer have freedom. You no longer have liberty. And then you're nothing more than just like every other felon sitting behind bars. Doesn't matter if you're a felon or not. Felon or free man, don't matter. If you ain't got liberty, what else can I say? So, anyways, I'm gonna get off the somber shit. Um, y'all ruffle and tell me what you think. Now, YouTube, do not fucking get crazy on me. Yes, it's a sword, but it's the sword I've been making. It's a project, so don't get crazy on me. Um, Here you go. This is a new handle wrap. If you look, new way of doing it with a little bit thicker wire. So, and I got some galvanized steel wire in that too. So it's got a good grip surface to it. It's not going to come apart in any way. I think I've got my handle making skills down to pat. And I have the copper and galvanized steel wire here to be able to go ahead and put into others' equipment. And I'm going to be buying more. That's obvious. Like, yeah, I make so knives, making swords, making axes, making stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to be making this stuff. Might as well have the materials to turn around and make it look nice. There will be incorporations that just like I can't. It's kind of hard for me to comment on it now because it's not fully formulated in 100%, but it's formulated in my mind, but it's not. But yeah, I got I got work to do to get all the rest of this put together. But yeah, lots of fun, lots of forging, forging hot steel in the middle of a heat wave is not fun. The problem is that up here, it's the heat waves that actually allow you to be able to get steel hotter faster. Early in the morning when I'm starting up the forge, getting everything going, getting everything at the temperature, and doing most of the work because I can see the steel. Uh, it's already like 80 degrees outside. I'm saying, and mind y'all, I'm in like northern coastal Oregon. I'm in, up on the mountains, but northern coastal Oregon. It's not supposed to be this fucking hot. Right? Good to see you. Yes, sir. It's been a while. That's for certain. It has been a while. Good to see you. Grab you yourself a beer. Have a seat right here. Or I don't know. You want to come up? It's all good too. I'm all for anybody. Anything. This is a freedom forum. You come in here, and just blow off steam. Set your flushers. Ask questions. What have you been doing? Can I see this? Can I see that? Sure. You might not be able to see it on the YouTube side, but you can see it here on the StreamYard side. Top. Good to see you. Well, sun is going down. Haven't had any storms lately. That's a good thing. Been a week. It's been a week since we had rain. That's a good thing. Like what the hell? I moved from from one of the places where it's like the least rainy but the most humid to one of the places where it's like the most rainy and yet kind of less humid, if that's possible. It's just some of the craziest shit I've ever thought was possible. 90. Wow. 90 degrees or more. Yeah, that sounds like all across the southern United States, all across the breadbasket band, the Bible Belt. He's been kind of oppressive. My chickens have been eating more. Um, I guess that has something to do with temperature. Temperature's gone up, so they're eating more. Yeah, that's pretty good. Glad to hear that, Frank. Oh, shit. I don't envy you, Top. Don't envy you. Um, Probably gonna see the same. It's been hot recently. I, for where I'm at, you gotta remember, for Nody Horse, it's been stupid hot for recent. That don't make no motherfucking sense. almost that time. So yeah, yeah. I ain't even. I'm south. I'm not north either, but right now, so I'm northern Oregon, northwestern, Pacific Northwestern Oregon, but not really anywhere near the south right now. Oh, I feel sorry for them poor bastards down in the south right now. Good God. Ugh. Yeah, it must be from all them cow farts, right? All that plastic recycling we're sending to China. I mean, all that oil we're burning. Right. Uh-huh. Yeah. Tell me about it. Crazy thing is, I don't even burn that much gas or oil or none of that. I run quite a bit of electricity, but that too, I burn oil and coal and that. But again, I don't burn as much as other people. And yet, I drive around a fucking Suburban, and that's the biggest target that's got a, if there is one out there. They're like, oh, you can't do it. You can't have that thing anymore. It's a big, scary, super vehicle. Okay, riddle me this. Have you figured out how to put out those EV fires yet? Or is it more of you just let it burn a crater in the earth because you're dousing it with tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of fucking oxidizer in water? Lithium ions, free radicals, given a negative substrate, which is also an oxygen and hydrogen producer when it's energized. Uh, Physics, anybody, for fuck's sake. I mean, yeah, suburban gang, hell yeah, intellectual imbecile, hell yes. Shout out suburban gang, we love that around here. Right, it doesn't pay to be a vegan or vegetarian or any of that, weird stuff. I'm actually doing my part, helping the planet. I'm eating meat. And I'm growing a full yard of plants, even though most of the plants that are in my yard aren't freaking edible right now. Because I got no seed to pop. None. None of my seed went. Mostly I'm thinking it has to do with, uh, hot soil that I didn't cook. I haven't cooked this soil, so it's not, been had a chance to kill off any of the other seed that would have been present. And also on top of that, uh, it's basically out of the bottom of the chicken coop, so it's some pretty freaking hot shit. Right, those vegans need more Billy's meats. That's right. Oh. Watch this, y'all. my rooster's over there sitting there looking at me like, what, bro? So, yeah, it's been a lovely day. Got up real early in the morning, got a bunch of work done. Like I showed you, built those tools, hardy tools and whatnot. They're just a part off tool. Like, you take a hot piece of steel, you set that in a little square piece in the anvil, and you hammer the piece of steel against that. And it cuts that piece of steel right now. Right? That sounds nothing like me, dude. Right? Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. I know what a rooster sounds like. It's a fucking hammer rooster. I'm just sitting here like, thought if I put up for a second, if he would actually go off. He doesn't do it unless the other rooster, like half a county over, decides, okay, I'm gonna cheer up the world now. They don't normally crow in the evening anyway, but yet that's something I have noticed about roosters. Like they won't crow late in the evening. Well, they will crow late in the evening sometimes. Depends on your rooster. Also depends on what kind of predators you got in the area. If you didn't know this, a rooster will crow at any fucking hour of the day or night if there's a predator nearby. Food for thought. And they'll go nuts on it. I mean, fucking going nuts on it. So there's some food for your thought. Anyways, I haven't noticed anybody try to jump into the dash or nothing. No big, no mind. I ain't no worried about it. I mean, shit, I'll just sit here and chun her on for days, man. This is actually what seclusion does to a man. It'll make you so you sit there and talk to yourself. And that's all right, mind you, as long as you don't answer back. I've noticed that when you answer back, that's when you got to worry about things. Like, wait, I didn't say nothing. Oh man, got me drooling on myself. Ooh, stars. Oh wait, those are flies. It's that fucking time of day when the flies are just hovering inside. That's why I have a woodshed so that I'm outside when the sun goes down, and I'm not walking in and out of the house, so I don't have flies flying into the house. Live smarter, not harder. So yeah, I've been we still talking and God. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta go grab me some water or soda or something. I'll be right back. All right, and I'm back. Trying not to get a freaking coop snake streak, whatever. They swallowed a fireball or some shit. Whoa, crossfade. It's awesome. Feels good. Relax the mind, relax the body, anti-stress. Well, if I might remind you, when I was much younger, they had me on some pretty fucked up chemicals, and my mind never really learned how to deal with stressors. It took me actually doing a lot of mental gymnastics and whatnot in order to get to the point where I am now, where I can just smile, nod, and walk away, sort of thing. And part of that is to have some of the edge of just reality itself taken off, because it makes it so that I don't feel like I'm so goddamn important, because it's what, it just works for the most part. Even somebody cuffing me over the head for once or twice, and you know I've been through some sticks in my life where it's better to just take the fucking cuff across the ears and not worry about it. Now, don't mind you. That doesn't mean that I did not want to stick my fucking middle finger right in that motherfucker's head. It was just a matter of, look, I'm not in a mood fighting. I don't want to fight you because I don't want to fucking go to jail, asshole. Beyond that, it's just fucking, it's all ego battle. Ego battle needs to be left alone. That's not even worth it. It's not worth my time. Better just to get the cut across the ears and not be like, dude. Now, don't get me wrong. There have been some instances where I've actually just straight up snatched up the motherfucker by their ball chin him and said, son, you got about 5 seconds. That's what happens much of them. Like I said, I ain't got that. I just don't have it. I got more of the walk. I will walk the fuck away if you let me. Please, dear God, let me. That's one of the reasons why. Anyway, I'm gonna get off that subject a little bit. Don't get lost in your past. That's a good thought. Don't get lost in your past. Even if you're halfway tipsy, like I've had 2 beers and now I'm having a soda pop, and I had some nerves. Trust and believe, I'm a little bit sideways, just a little bit, not strong. Now, if I was strong sideways, you'd know it. I'd be sitting there going, I know that ain't the way. I know my limits, and I'll stop there. Moderation, maintain. Mind you, there's a good reason behind most of what I do, as far as relaxation is concerned. I'm just one of these days going to turn around and be like, you know what? I hope my hobbies actually pay off some way. I giggle, but thus far I've been more likely to get a freaking job on the moon. So pretty much all I got is I can make knives, I can make swords, I can make other cutting tools. I make fine artisan blades. That's one thing I can say. I do make fine artisan blades. Sorry if everything got boring for y'all. It's a freedom forum. You're welcome to come up here and you can go ahead and go. If one of y'all that are blue down there could post the link to the Dartsman Arm channel so people can run over there, or I will post the link. Shit. I mean, here. Link is there if you want to come up. If you don't, like I said, you chill the chat. Don't forget, that whole thumbs up thing kind of helps. Kind of. Not always. sometimes it attracts the wrong kinds of people my way, which is I can't say as I'm truly unhappy about, but I can't overjoyed over it. Anywho, you go back to the page. The link to come up onto the stream is there. Okay. Yes, Houdini, y'all know you're there. Don't need you to be talking about. The sun is going down. Which is probably one of the reasons why he's going. Hey, cuz. Good to see you. Good to see you, cuz. How's the old Appalachia up there? Hmm, probably top. Probably. He's probably cooking up with a thick ribeye steak. I wish I could afford one right now. Yeah. I can't even afford to put gas in my truck. And everybody is out there going, and that has the money to is going out there, going camping, and fishing, hunting, all that is great. More power to you, and happy for you. Um, but in doing so, I've lost my one zone that I can go and do target practice at, so I can have to sit back and relax and wait on that. Yeah, 13 days. Yeah, I kind of did. Fucker's eyes glow in the dark. Especially when I'm looking at them through my sight. With that night vision setup and all that. Billy back there like, I'm not. Hey, wait. Why you talking about my cooking like that? I don't do ribeye anyways. I do filet mignon. Ooh, shit. Shit. That's one way of doing it. Pretty much about how I feel about eggs. Eggs, what else we got? Yeah, it's the right fat for that. Go through the right spot on the cow. This here, I'm having a conversation with those folks who are in chat. If y'all didn't know, please keep up with the chat. uh, this is what I do when I don't have anybody up here on panel. So if folks come up here on panel, I'm normally talking to the panel. Otherwise, I'm talking to folks in the chat. Because yeah, this is a freedom forum, like I said. Yeah, Freak. I wish I could go with Thurble. Uh, I wish I had the money to afford either Thurble or IR. What I basically got is single spectrum illuminator starlight, and so you know, like Gen 1 or pre Gen 1. But Billy, you funny dog. You funny. All right. That's it as well. We've been at this for an hour, I guess. Um, Now, we could let this drunken escapator continue on forward, or we could stop it here. It's entirely up to you. Personally, today has been quite lacking the luster. So, you know, I've never had cause to ask a shark that. Over here, top spin. I'll bet sharks love fat women. I said, I've never had cause to ask a shark if they like fat women. I always thought it was more on the lines of they're looking for seals and turtles, and that's why they attack surfers. But hey, what do I know? I thought that's why bears like it. Oh, now I just mentioned something, and folks are gonna start going, ah, she chose the bear. Well, the bear chose her. I thought that was an all right giggle fest right there. I watched that stuff go down. I was like, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna spectate at this because this is a whole more level of stupid that I have never thought that anybody could wallow to. The question were, women, would you rather be stuck in the woods with a bear or with a man? Why choose the bear? Why? What are you going to gain out of this? I mean, the guy, of course, you're going to get, probably, 3 hots in a cot and a place to drink and sleep where you're, at least out of the rain. The bear, you might get about 5 seconds of fuzzy cuddles, and then you're going to end up being a snack. Just something wrong with people. Good, you funny over here. I seen some women with a kid doing it, aren't they? That's pretty good. Because that's what we call a land whale. Shamu? I'm giggling and fat shaming, but you know, at the end of the day, it's all just a joke. So please take this with a grain of salt and lightheartedness. It should be taken with this. Always just a joke. At one time, I was a fat, and I mean fat individual, not chubby, not heavy set, not overweight, fat. So please do not take this as a, you know, I'm sitting there fat shaming nobody. I think it's giggle worthy. No, like triple FAT, fat, with an exclamation point. Yeah, no, I don't. That isn't an orca, because those are the ones we're sitting there going. You listen to the Beatles? I am the walrus, cuckoo, cuckoo. Hey, there's something special about that walrus. Just ball. Dear God, this is bad. Right? Because then they just clamp down and hold on. Either that or they go right for the eyes. Fucking chipmunks. Ain't as bad as the rats. Those little bastards will run right up your fucking pant leg. If you don't have that thing strapped down to your freaking calf or something like that, you know what I'm saying? You got the freaking hair budgies. You put a fucking couple hair budgies up in the front of your pants. Because out here at night, I've had rats literally run right up on my shoes and try to run up my pant leg, and then run off when they realize, you know, there's no pant leg to run up. I bullshit you not. That fucking rat tried to run up my pants. Says Brunswick or Spalding. Um, I don't know which one's the more bulbous of the two bowling pins. I have honestly seen somebody who looked like a walking bowling pin walking down the street, like, dude, a human analog of a bowling pin. I thought it was funny. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Oh my god, this person needs medical help." Really? I was not trying, serious, not trying to fat shame, not at all. I'm sitting here saying, like, yes, it's shameful to allow yourself to go that far. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, look, I feel for you. The first step is exercise. The second step is motivation. Get up off your ass and start moving. All I can say is, oh, and drop the psych meds. It'll take about 10 years before the fucking final effects wear off, but seriously, drop the psych meds while you can. 90% of people who are way the fuck overweight are on a combination of some extremely toxic fucking medication. And a lot of folks tell me, "Oh, well, that's because they're depressed or this, that, or that." No, depression is a mindset. Mindsets cannot be altered by chemistry. They can only be altered through mental fortitude. It really comes down to, I have to choose to not be this way. Sorry, but it's fucking reality. Y'all are just too much. Yeah, don't grab wild animals unless you're ready to fight for your fucking life. I'm just gonna tell you right now, don't go fucking touching, grabbing, thinking, getting too goddamn close to wild animals. They are not your pets. You grabbing a hold of them is not going to be in this mental mindset for them of security of, oh, this thing's not trying to kill me. They think you're trying to kill them, dumbass. Be ready to fight for your life. Even down to a little fucking tiny little squirrel, little chipmunk, little shrew. They will try to fucking get away. And if they can't get away, they will fucking bite hard and claw and scrape and scratch and fight. Because they don't know that you don't want to kill them, that you're just trying to put them on the fucking ground or something or get them out of the way. And chipmunks are highly aggressive fucking creatures, so you've got that to contend with as well. They'll probably chase your ass down. Don't mind me on that one. I'm one of those proponents of actually look at the creature. If the creature is attempting to charge your ass, shoot it in the face. Um, but I digress. I'm one of those folks that I look at things with as much logic as I can possibly fathom, and still have an open heart. Kind of hard to do that. Turns me into an asshole a lot of the time. Especially since I try to get joke and giggle and make light of situations that all the time I really shouldn't. I mean, think about it. I giggle at funerals. And it's just because of something that flitted through my fucking mind, not because of anything having to do with the damn funeral. I'd just be sitting there giggling at myself, like, please, but come on. Thought just flew through my head, and I was like, fucking everybody's dressed in black, so shit. Like, come on. You got to think about that. Like, it has happened. It has actually happened. I've giggled at a few because shit flits through my mind, and I'm just like, it takes my brain to a completely different place for a half second. And sometimes that's a giggle, sometimes that's just like a frown, or But it's because of what I'm thinking about at the moment. It's not because of like what's in front of me, or outward stimuli. Outward stimuli, I tend to respond to a little bit more focused. Chew on that. Devil hath no wrath. And just to be fair to the menfolk here, there is nothing so ungodly to behold as a man with nothing left to lose. Holy shit! Oh, I can I gotta set up just so I can see what's going on. It's because I have notifications popping up and shit. All sorts of stuff happening. There's a lot of shit that happens in the background too. Oh boy, that's the other downside of a bunch of hot days in a row. The rats get frisky. And when the rats get frisky, well, there's a lot more baby rats. And that means I got a lot more rats to deal with. I've been dealing with rats nose to butt cheeks. Not even to the tail or nothing, just nose to butt cheeks. Good foot and a quarter. You don't think you got, problems with squirrels or chipmunks or bunny rabbits or feral hogs. No. Son, I got freaking rats the size of chihuahuas. Matter of fact, I have seen smaller chihuahuas. No, I try to keep cats away from the house. I got chickens. So the only predator allowed around the house is my German Shepherd, Lucian Shepherd, Doberman Pincer mix, because he's got a more protective kind of a aspect towards the chickens than predatory. Still have to break him somewhat of the predatory, but cats, on the other hand, they will find a fucking way to get in there and kill that chicken. I don't care what you try. They'll just do it to just to kill it. So will ferrets. So will uh, rats. So will stoats. So will just about any kind of marsupial, um, foxes, coyotes. So of course, I do not allow these animals around the house because I have chickens. Well, that's something. A 7 pound Chihuahua treed probably between a 16 and 40 pound raccoon. Yeah, and yeah, when it comes down to it, raccoons can get big, son. They can get big. I have seen raccoons as big as a fucking large dog. Not medium sized, large dog. Yeah, cats do eat bugs and spiders. That's true. I don't know why. Maybe because it's like it's spicy or something crunchy or I don't know. I have no idea why they eat bugs and spiders. Weirdest fucking things I've ever seen. Critter do. Nah, there you go, top. Ah, turkeys. That might be the secret. Of course, yeah. Turkeys are fucking aggressive. Uh, you think chickens are aggressive? You think a rooster's aggressive? As a larger bird and it's got an aggression streak. You don't want to be hunched over next to them. You don't want to be, you don't want to be presenting your face to them or nothing. I've dealt with some pretty aggressive birds in my life. You got to understand. So, it depends on the turkey. They all have their own personalities, but from what I've seen, I've dealt with a few turkeys and they are a little more hyper aggressive. They will chase your ass down in the chicken run. They will literally beat up on your dogs if they get out. They'll beat up on your dog. So I found that it's a happy balance for me. I got chickens. I might be thinking of getting maybe some ducks, or thought about a goose, but I don't. I don't. I'm tired of dealing with aggressive birds. All birds are aggressive. Chickens are kind of least aggressive. But if you can't tell, I've had every single finger on both hands literally almost mauled to pieces by large exotic parrots when I was a kid. Well, not when I was a kid, when I was a young adult, we'll say. So, yeah, I know what an aggressive fucking bird is like. Um, them chickens, though, for the most part, I can deal with that. As long as I don't get, Buster anywhere around my face. Buster's my rooster. He's a pretty smart bird. I think he's figured out that I don't mean him any harm. I don't mean him any aggression. As long as he don't attack me, I think we're gonna be good. Yeah, ducks are stinky. Messy. You've got the facilities to handle ducks properly. They're not that messy. Stinkier than fuck. They stink. They really stink. They stink like penned in ducks smell kind of like penned in turtles. It's nasty. But yeah, you get that. That's the flip side of it because their duck meat is greasy. And for those folks who know, when it comes down to survival food and prepper food and stuff like that, you want greasy food. You want greasy meats because that's what helps to flavor your food. On top of that, the grease itself, the fats that you get, that's how you get your nutrients in like prepper environment where you're not getting your those daily supplements that yeah, you held back a ton of supplements, but now we're beyond all that. We're in the super survivor mode. All right, we're at the point where you're planting beans and corn and squash and whatnot in order to have a viable growing garden for yourself and maybe a couple of other people for food throughout the year. And in order to augment this diet, you have you know your your animals. Well, if you're relegated to either solely birds or for that matter maybe slightly larger size livestock like goats or whatnot, sheep or pigs, um, then you're going to want to go for the most fatty animals specifically. I mean, think about it. What tastes best in a pot of beans? Be honest with yourself. What tastes best in a pot of beans? To me, that would honestly be smoked ham, or smoked ham hock with bacon and um, you know need the peppers, you need the carrots, you need the greens and goods and all that. But a, basically a pot roast ham or a pot, a slow cook ham that has been first smoked to cure it, and then you take that whole bone in and, in a crock pot or something. And that is what I think is like the best. Yeah, but possum's a little different though, because possum's the gift that keeps on giving. You can burp it up and chew it like cud. God, that is fucking big one. Anyways, let's get away from the disgusting facts of life there. Duck is a little bit easier to digest than possum, just because of the meat, the meat structure itself. Uh, kind of like chicken and quail, pheasant, and goose. Goose is another one of those greasy ones where if you feed the goose the right stuff, good feed for the goose, then when all's said and done, the meat tastes good. It comes down to what does the goose eat. It comes down to what does the duck eat. It comes down to what does the chicken eat, and that's what you get as your end product, whether it's all gamey, nasty, or if it's going to be wholesome. Farm duck is not the fucking same thing as a wild mallard. French fries cooked in duck fat. I have not done that in absolute eons since I actually had some duck fat to do it with, and yes, far as my memory can tell, you got to remember, the last time I did this, I was like 4 or 5 years old with my dad. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. There's a reason why that is a delicacy. Just, they're just the chef's kiss with it. Oh, the mouth gas with everything. Oh. Oh, that's why. Yeah, as far as it goes, what I can personally have around here, I was thinking about maybe a goat, but nah, I'd end up having that goat eating everything, getting into places that it don't need to be getting into, getting out of its pen and shit. And now, um, personally, I do not want to go. I might go with a turkey. Might go with some ducks. Of course, if I go with the ducks and I got to free them in the pond, so that becomes part of the run because ducks need the pond. It's part of their health cycle. They need a pond. I was thinking, best option probably going to be like a couple mallards or maybe a couple Hueys. Huey mallards might be the right way to go with that. If you don't know what a Huey mallard is, that's a white duck. I don't even use a plucker, Arthritic hands, that's what I got. I thought about making myself a plucker and was like, you know what? No. No, I don't want to be beating up all my chicken like that or all my duck like that. I actually like to have bone structure in it. So, you know, you have all those bones recoverable. Because you could turn around and use those bones. I don't know if y'all know this. You can use those bones for making bone ash, for uh, making crucibles so that you can melt down precious metal. You could use it for extracting certain things like phosphorus or magnesium or calcium. So bones are useful as hell. And the more you break them up, the less that you can recover. I've noticed that. Dove meat is absolutely delicious. Yes, it is. Very rich, very dark, very almost beef. I don't want to say this because yes, trust me, I've eaten my fair share of dove meat. It almost tastes like beef, but not quite. Not quite, but it's like it's got a little bit of gamey to it, but it's not so gamey that it's like nasty. You cook it right, it does. It tastes just like steak. You know what, Grant? I've been wondering about that. I've been wondering about that because look, World War III has, what most people would understand as warfare is not what is happening. All right, yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's Ukraine, there's Israel. I'm not trying to belittle any of the smaller spats around the world, but I'm pointing out that the way that warfare is conducted these days is not the same as it was back in 50, 60, 70, 80. It is not the same thing. So what you're not seeing is that there is actual fucking warfare going on. Actual warfare. It's just, mostly cloak and dagger. Um, the small bit of it that is out in the open and whatnot, that's like I said, for the most part, that's overseas, not here. But what we are seeing more and more of is people here being victims of criminal activity, people being victims of theft and other issues like such. And this is why I'm a large proponent for the ownership and operation of a firearm, whatever kind you can. If you can't do that, then at least have a knife or some other sharp object or blunt object to be able to defend yourself. Because yes, you're gonna need it. This is the reality, man. I ain't trying to be mean to nobody. I ain't trying to fucking stomp all over your sensitivities, but here we are. You know, you've got to be able to defend yourself. Self-defense is a right. It's a human right. It's an intrinsic human right. It's not just an American right. Yeah, we Americans say, well, you know what? Firearms, because firearms are the most modern, capable weapons, tool, tools for the specific task of being able to act towards defense or offense for whatever reason. Weapons. Um, those are intrinsically our right because we fought as a nation at our foundation. We fought for the rights that everybody now takes fucking for granted. Some countries turn around, they're like, oh yeah, well, we have other reasons why you have a right to self-defense. We have other reasons why, but because it's intrinsically a human right. But when it comes down to it, the actual matter of it, we as Americans see the firearm, or for that matter, projectile weapons, as being the most effective means towards that defense. That's why, I extol anybody who's out there, doing the whole firearms thing. I love to see that stuff. I actually love seeing the content and stuff I can learn. That's why I wanted to put out my own format of, my own stuff there that I do so that others can learn from what I have learned. Of course, YouTube won't let me do that. That's why y'all haven't seen none of that content. I can only show you the foraging videos and other stuff because YouTube wants to have a fucking connection every time they see a freaking black powder pistol. Go figure. Anyway, I'm not going to get too flustered over that. We try not to get too flustered over that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, cuz. And you know why every single time that the economy goes to crap is? Why? Because government got their hands in our pockets and we don't have any money to be putting back into the economy because it's all going into government's hands. Well, that's just the easy way to fight wars, there, Top. Fund other people's wars. You fight the war for me. I don't have to get involved. That's fine for me. It's better for me. I thought for a second I was going to have to go scare off some of it. I think it might just be a squirrel. All right. But yeah, we like to fund other people's wars because it's easier to fight someone else. It's easier to fight someone if they're already been down and kicked around quite a bit, and then it's even easier if you don't have to fight them at all. You just pay the other guy to buy it. And it literally comes down to that is the way that our government works. They are literally, like I've been saying, for decades, an organized crime organization. They are a criminal organization. Plain and simple. They operate the same way. The difference is that they sit there and say, "As well, you know, we're the ones who dictate who's criminal and who's not." My point remains as, but if the activity fits the bill, what is the defining factor that lets you walk on the other side of it? If we are all under the reign of the law, if the activity that you are creating fits the bill for criminal activity, then for what reason do I have to not figure that you need to be placed under prosecution? And then it comes, you know, every time that I've voiced this, I've gotten this kind of, it doesn't work like that. Oh, that's obvious. It don't work like that. But you know, I'm wondering, and I haven't gotten a good answer. Yes, sir. It is 8:30, and it is still daylight. Yes, sir. Um, the sun is peeking down over the other side of the mountaintops on the other side of the valley here. Uh, I'm on the coastal mountains, so we got, you know, there's the mountains that go down, and then you come back up, and then there's the coast right there. So I'm kind of back a few mountaintops, but yeah. Pitch black, huh? Well, we are across the continental divide. I pretty much pretty sure, you know, like 11 o'clock there or something like that, or no, 9 o'clock or 9:30, 9:30. Pretty sure. Blacker juicy. Oh Lord. Top. What the fuck? Ohio. Ohio. 11:30. All right. It works. Yeah. Well, I need to make a flying trumpet. Flying trumpet or a fucking big ass kazoo. Just so I can sit here and freaking trumpet across the mountainside. That thing would be funny. Of course, it'd probably piss off people out for a little while. It'd be cute the first time. It'd be funny the second time. Then it'd be kind of like, all right. Oh, there goes the sun. That is sunset right there. Well, as it were, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another installment of the Freedom Forum. And since nobody decided to come up here, Well, now you understand why it was as boring as fuck. But we had ourselves a bit of a giggle fest, I guess. So y'all have a good day, and I appreciate y'all. And remember, don't be depressed. Smile, motherfuckers. The old guardsman on home out. Come on.